What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Exoria. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode we left off with making a sieve, and I was going to put it into a room and we are going to start sieving and things like that. Well, I built a room here. I decided instead of doing the bare minimum, I think it required an 8x8 room, well, at least 64 exposed of these blocks down here, the spruce wood shakes. Yeah, instead of just doing an 8x8, I decided to make a 9x9, so we should have like 81 of those. Anyway, I did expand out this room over here as well that had our melting crucible and all that stuff. Yeah, so this is now a 9x9. I had to move this wall over one and the wall back one. And then over here, we did the same thing, except we moved this wall over one and then dug out two more that way, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, we have two 9x9 rooms here. We have plenty of exposed of the shakes. And I just updated the mod pack, and I'm noticing that the tooltip is not in the center where it should be. It's on the side there. I think we can fix that if we do a TOP, the one probe CFG configurate, right? I think we can fix that. If I click here, that moves it to the center, and then I can also change it from default style to full transparent. I think I like that better. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna like that a lot better. Anyway, so we have, we made our one mesh, or we made our one sieve, I guess, with the string mesh in it. And then I made one more just because I'm not sure which mod it is where you can place multiple of these things together and then they all sieve at the same time. It is this particular mod, Ex Nihilo Creato. So you can right click on any one of these and it'll fill all of those, and you just right click and it sieves them all at the same time, which is super awesome. So that's now the second time I've sieved with this. So it looks like we're getting dust pile every single time, and then we get a % chance for all these other ones. I guess if we do the uses on the ash block, and we go to sieve, we can see, yeah, that is 100% here. And then we have % chance for all these different ones. Now, it wanted us to get a certain amount of resources here from this. Where were we? This one? Okay, so we completed making that. We completed having 64 ash blocks. So we're looking for phosphor, which we have not received yet. And that's the only one. All right, so we should be able to get that if we just do a few more sifts here, I'm sure. It'll auto-complete that quest. There it is. Cool, we'll just finish this out. We only got one more sift to do after this one. The one single block. Okay, so another problem we were running into. Let's go back. Let's see, which one was it? We completed, I think it was this quest here. No, resource on this one. We completed Fairy Tales, and apparently this quest bugged out. It said it was complete, but when we clicked in here, it said everything was incomplete, which it still does. But it didn't unlock the recipe for our bee house here, but it didn't allow us to see the recipe anymore, right? So what I ended up doing is I updated to the latest version of this mod pack around 130C, I think, at the time of this recording. In the very first page here, you have the reload quests thing. So you come in here, you click the checkbox, and you click claim, right? So I did that, and then it unlocked the ability. If we look in the log here, it says stage B knowledge unlocked. I think it would have done that without me updating the pack, but I figured we'd update the pack and then try everything else to see what else we're missing here. So I don't know how important bees are going to be in this mod pack, but apparently it does require us to do some of them because there are quests for it, right? Magical life. So, yeah. So anyway, a bee house. Let's just take a look at this. Make sure the recipe works. The bee house, if we click on this, it now has a recipe available. Stage B knowledge. So that requires 3 slabs and 5 planks. That's rather inexpensive. Okay, so that's not bad. It wanted us to have 23 of those, so we're gonna have to farm a bit of wood in order for us to get to that point. And then also wants us to make all of these other things. I did see that we got machine blueprint for life infuser and machine blueprint for bee attractor. So I'm guessing that the modular machineries are what we're going to be using for some of the bee stuff. I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look here. The survival page, we had knocked out all the quests. Magical life we had started on, and it was like everything was locked out. So we started into the resource automation section here. So we did the sift break. So this unlocked a few quests for us, looks like. I can't. I was trying to see what these icons were without this on top of it. So it looks like that's going to start us down the path for astral, no, not astral sorcery, that's sky resources. Let's see, we can do other resources from flint, iron, stiffened meshes. Okay. And automated sieving. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Collecting, larger storage, basic auto crafting. I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe we should go in order. Like, we'll continue down this path here until we run into a roadblock. Maybe we need to start getting some resources automatically collected beyond what our strainers are doing. We have a little bit set up for that right now, but it's not automated at all. Anyway, so infusing life, we were kind of looking at this one too, and it wanted us to make these different things. So runestone, chiseled runestone brick. I think we saw all of those at the Roots house. Is that right? And then tiny item output. I don't remember. Tiny item output. Is this something that we can do? Machine. So that's a bunch of copper, right? Okay, so I guess we need to go take a look at what our copper supply is right now. So we have 64 plus 33 copper here. And our copper supply over here is 5 ingots plus 4 nuggets and some ore berries. Okay, so not very good at all. Yeah, I think we're probably in the same boat that we were last time when we looked at this. We just don't have the resources to do that. Another thing we can do is go look for, I assume there's a Botany house. Yeah, it says exploring further. I found another structure. So maybe we should go do that next. Go see if we can find this Botany house and see what is unlocked beyond that. All right, guys. So I was looking at our map here, and I was kind of deciding, well, that's our base, right? And over here, that's where we found the other structure. That's the root stuff. So I was thinking, like, this is the one side we haven't really explored too much on. So I started making my way over here. You can see I'm just right here right now. And I was just kind of looking around. You can see our trees there. It looks like most of those are pretty well grown in. Anyway, I was looking this way, and I can see there is another portal over here, right? Very similar to the one that we have down here. I don't know if that may be an artifact from us reloading the mod pack, or if that is the structure that we're looking for. I haven't been over here just yet, but let's go take a look and see what we got. There definitely is another Botany portal over here, but we have one at our base too, so I don't know if this is another one of those same structures where it's just the portal with the infinite mana pools and a waypoint thing. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what is over here. Wish we could move a little bit faster. The ash block makes you kind of go, oh, it is the same thing. Oh, okay, so this is not what we're looking for. That's interesting that there's another one. I wonder how many of these there are. Now, let's see, if I hold this, it says home portal and then it says rune circle. I wonder what happens if I activate this rune. Is it called home portal again? Oh, I can rename it. Right click, activate it. I'm right clicking on it and it's just calls it home portal. It like gives me the option, but automatically goes off that screen. Huh. So is it this one? I am not sure. Let's try warping and see what happens here. Like, it's giving me the option to choose one, but I'm not sure. So if I click that one, the one at the top. Okay, that takes us back to the base. The warp stone is not fully charged yet. Oh, is there a time limit before you can use the warp stones? Maybe just a 5-second cooldown? Okay, well that is good to know. I wish I could rename this so it did not say home portal on it. Anyway, I'm going to continue my exploration. All right, well, just a little bit further in the same direction I was just walking, there is another roots structure over here. I was kind of thinking there'd only be one of each, but I wonder if these are just all randomly generated then. This is like exactly the same thing we saw before. I don't know if there's just these random structures all over the place, or if it's because of me updating the mod pack. But yeah, there's another runic circle here. And again, I click on that and I can't rename it, but it looks like it'll let me. Rune. Oh, did I not activate it? Now it says activated. Okay, well, we got duplicates. Can't name them. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. All right, guys. Well, here's an update. I've been going around our base area. Here's our base. I've been kind of making a big loop around, uncovering areas as I go around a little bit further and further. You can see I started marking on the map where I found these different portals, or I guess the rune stones or whatever. Yeah, I have not found any Botany area yet, which is a little disconcerting. I almost wonder if it's set up in such a way where you have to be like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 blocks away from your base before they start generating in. Like, we're finding plenty of these home portals, we're finding plenty of these rune circles, but that is about it. Like, if we go here, you can see all these different ones that I have activated. That's it. Like, I have not found a Botany one other than these home portal things, which is not what we're looking for. We go to the quest book here, it's talking about a pure daisy, a runic altar, mana spreader. Like, all of this stuff, I can only assume that we can find that at one of these structures. So I think what we're going to do, I'm just going to head north. I'm not going to continue doing the concentric rings or whatever. I'm just going to go north and hopefully try and find generated structures like further away. I really don't know what else to do. I was pretty sure like if we uncover more land nearby the base that we would find it, but yeah, apparently there is something a little bit more different with this one that I'm not aware of. But anyway, yeah, we've uncovered quite a lot of these portals. Every one that we've gone to, I have tried to at least activate the rune stone. So we can see we have a lot of different warps now. The very first one, even though we can't change the name, is our, I guess that it would be this portal here. Another thing we could do, so we don't have to worry about that, this has FTB utilities in it, so we could set a home warp here, just, you know, /home or whatever. So that would be something that we could think about doing as well. But anyway, I'm going to head north, I suppose. I'm going to take my bed with me so I can continue sleeping and make sure the acid rain doesn't happen. But yeah, that's all I can think of to do. So anyway, I'm going to continue on with my journey, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm not sure what that is off in the distance, but that looks like some new structure that we haven't seen yet. I am currently just traveling north. I went to like one of our home portals here and just decided to go north. Yep, and just hit another one, and right over here, I'm pressing the wrong button. Right over there, there's definitely some type of structure. I think that might be what we're looking for, although I'm not sure. I was just about ready to log out of the world, open up some kind of a creative world, fly around, just make sure there was another type of structure. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and it's about to be completely engulfed in lava. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some stuff out of there before that happens. Yeah, that's definitely what... Yeah, look at that. That's definitely a new structure. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking for. Okay, so what do we have over here? You gotta watch out for the lava. You know, I've been sleeping as I go through this, trying to make a day. You have to sleep like 3 times. The night's like twice as long or 3 times longer than normal. Anyway, and it makes it really hard to see the lava. You can see how like the mountains are kind of lit up. There's lava lakes, and sometimes it's only 1 block open. Yeah, I've had to warp out of falling into lava a few times. Like if you go and use your warp stone when you're in lava, it stops you from taking fire damage, and then you can warp somewhere else, right? And use a bucket of water or something like that. So I've had to do that twice already. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. So definitely this is what we're looking for. Okay, so let's grab this. What is this place called? This is called Altar. Okay, so let us add a waypoint. New Altar. These things are exceptionally rare. Like, look at all these other ones that I've gone through that I found before we found this particular one. And this one is quite far away. How can we see our home? Home portal is 1,228 meters away. Yeah, quite a distance. Okay, so what do we have here? Let me take something off the bar so we don't accidentally. So overgrowth seed, vine ball, a formation wand. Okay, so they're just giving us a lot of the Botany stuff. What do we got over here? This is a conversion wand, wand of the forest, horn of the canopy. More overgrowth. Vine ball. Okay. We have a mana splitter. Mana splitter. Drum of the canopy. I'm not sure how that thing even works. Drum of the wild. Okay. A bunch of flowers. An ancient mask. Black lotus. Lexica Botania. Very good. Another mask. An eerie one this time. And more flowers. Okay, very good. Now, was there anything else out here that we didn't notice? We have a mana star. I don't really know what that flower is. There's our pure daisies. Let's go ahead and grab these. You know what? Should we leave these here? Should we just warp back and forth and call this our Botania area? Or should we take it with us? What is this? Eye of the Ancients. That's kind of weird. Okay. We can place that back. Is that updating our quest book? Let's take a look. So yeah, doing that update our quest book. Can we mine this? We certainly can. It's got chiseled living rock brick underneath it. Okay, so runic altar, we need a mana spreader. Let's pick one of those up. So all of those are kind of facing towards this one, except for the one that I just picked up and placed back down. I guess we can fix that if we do, what is it, a shift right click. There you go. Now it's facing it like the other ones are. That's cool. Okay, what was the last thing that we needed? The Lexica Botania. Place this thing back for now. Lexica Botania, this one. So that should complete the quest. You unlocked magical knowledge. Okay, so we got some stuff done. My goodness, guys. Trying to run around and discover this thing has been such a pain. Like, this has taken me over 2 hours of just running around, walking very slowly on the ash blocks to get to this point. Hopefully other people don't have that same problem when they do it. Hopefully I just was really unlucky. So anyways, so we got this done. That unlocked the ability for magical wood. What does it say for this? It says, I've noticed that wood logs placed around one of those pure daisies will eventually transform, and I can repeat this process again or just leave them there to get even another wood variant. I wonder what I can do with this wood. Oh, okay. So it sounds like we place logs down to turn into living wood, and if you leave the living wood there, I'll turn it to dream wood. Okay, so we need to get ourselves living wood and dream wood. Well, we have a warp back and forth now, so I assume we can take our warp stone here. Let's do this. We'll move. Oh boy, am I gonna have to click this all the way up? Is there ways to remove these existing ones? I don't know. All right, so we want this to be kind of close to the top of the list. This is fun. Is this okay? So we're on the first page here. We will move that like that. So we have our home portal, that's our base. The rune circle, that's the closest roots one. And then we have the altar, and this is the closest discovered Botania one at the top 3 on these warp things. Okay, very good. So we need to go back to the base here. Whoop. I did put pressure plates around. I don't remember if I mentioned that before. Maybe I did that after the last episode that I recorded. Yeah, just so these different blocks need closed rooms or whatever, and I'm tired of like opening and closing the doors all the time. So I figured we'll just put those in there and make our lives easier. So anyway, we need to get ourselves some wood so we can place it down around the portal, and we got plenty of that. So let's go. I guess we don't need to go outside to do this. Okay. So here we are back at this area. So we place, so this is vivid grass. I don't know if the vivid grass gets ruined by me placing logs down. It might. I don't know if it spreads. It might. All right, we'll place these things down as well. Okay, so yeah, we get particles forming around them, showing that they are doing something. Now, one of these we will let transform into the magical wood, if that's what happens. Whoa, what is going on? Oh man, just doing a little jump there. So we want living wood, 8 of those, and we'll let the other one convert into the dream wood. I assume that's what it was meaning by that. So this one should transform first. It takes about 1 minute. Well, I guess it takes exactly 1 minute, unless the configuration options were changed for wood to turn into the living wood. And then it should take another minute for the living wood to convert into the next one, if that's the way this works. I have played other packs where custom recipes have made it take longer, and then I know you can also speed this up if you change the grass type that it's on. Yeah, so these have sparklies on them. Okay, so yeah, this will convert into another type of wood. If you convert the grass this is on into... I forget the type. Whatever... Didn't we have some in here? I thought we did. The overgrowth seeds, what we're looking for. These. Yeah, if you plant them on there, they go twice as fast. But anyway, let me go ahead and mine this up because we need 8 of these to complete the quest. Oh, I can't mine it with this axe. Can I mine it with this axe? I can. Okay. So that should complete that portion of the quest. Maybe. There it is. I'm not sure if we need the living wood for anything in particular at this point. Yeah, I honestly don't know. But anyway, this should be about ready to turn into the next version. There it is. Okay, so it doesn't take a long time for that. That's good. Let's go and mine all this stuff up as well so we can complete that quest fully. There it is. Okay, so we are done here. Done. Next one. Using mana is locked out. It requires gems. Where does gems come from, I wonder? Hey, we unlocked a new section here. I didn't realize this either. Is that under this one? Diamonds. Almost. Okay, so some other quest around here is gonna allow us to progress further through Botany. I'm not sure what that quest is. It says it needs gems, but unfortunately, I don't know where gems is, so we can work on that one. Let's take a look at power up. So this wants us to get rubber. So a tree tap from electrostatics. With that magical wood, I can make a special tree tap that is able to get resin from trees. Smelting the resin allows me to get rubber, which is needed for the first energy source I came up with. Okay, so a tree tap. Let's take a look at this. Tree tap. That is just made with dreamwood planks. Okay, I wonder how quick this thing is. Oh, by the way, what I had searched here before was hashtag protein, or I guess # protein. What that does is that does a search within like the tooltips. Instead of just searching for the name of the item, it search for tooltips that have protein in them. So you can see raw horse meat has fat and protein in it. Yeah, I was kind of looking for what we could do to increase our health a little bit more, our nutrition. So our carbs are pretty much maxed, our vitamins are maxed. So I was working on protein. So yeah, I've been eating some salmon here. Once we get up above whatever the next stage is, yeah, it should be right now, we should get ourselves 2 more hearts. There we go. All right. So I think when all of these are up, we'll get full 10 additional hearts and have 20. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't gotten to that point yet. I don't think we've gotten anything that gives us the fat nutrition either. All right. Well, let's go look at making this back at the base. Where's our warp? Our warp stone. Home portal. Okay, so we need dreamwood planks. Dreamwood planks. I think we need that many, and it was like this. Yeah, so there's a tree tap. Okay, so that's the next step. That was what it wanted us to do. And then it wants us to collect resin from trees. It doesn't say that the resin... I don't know how this works. It doesn't say that the resin comes out in item form. It might come out in a fluid form, and I don't know how we're going to deal with that. And I don't know what kind of trees we need the resin, if it comes from any tree or if we need special trees. Yeah, I honestly don't know any of this. So let's try putting a tree tap on this. Oh, okay, so just right-clicking. Interesting. So right-clicking on a coconut, does that eventually make that log go away? Okay, so it makes the tree tap go away. All right, so 1 tree tap gave us 26 resin. I wonder if you sometimes get more than 1 or if you always get 26. Not like it really matters. But anyway, so now that we have that, we should be able to put that into our furnace and smelt it down, right? And then we should be able to get ourselves rubber, which looks like that should complete this first portion of our power up stage quest. Yeah, I cooked up some more fish here, so we had some more protein. Let's put the rest of those back. Okay, So let's start. Well, hold on. Before we do that, are there any uses for the resin besides smelting into rubber? Doesn't look like it, except for this, which I'm not sure if we need to do anything with that. Anyway, if we need to make that, it's pretty easy to get that back later on. All right, so let's get 3 charcoal, put that in there. Cool, and then that'll get us our first piece of rubber, which we should be able to do something with. Yeah, I also want to get rid of all these extra seeds. As I've been visiting those different structures, the roots ones, there's always plants that are like uprooted for some reason. I don't know. Okay, put that away. So there's 1 rubber. So that completes our quest. Okay, very good. So we have that done, but it doesn't really do anything for us as far as I can tell. Better fuel requires and boring. Okay, well, we made rubber. I don't know why. It doesn't really seem to have a specific reason just yet. Yeah, we couldn't do this until we had enough copper. Okay, well, let's put the rubber away for now. We'll just let the rest of that smelt up, and then we will figure out what we're going to do next. All right, guys, so our strainers ran out. I decided to replace them. I remade more of the strainers here, the solid survivalist, the dense one, and the normal one. That pretty much used up all of our iron that we had processed. I think we have 1 ingot remaining now. Yeah, so we have 1 full ingot. Another thing, I was putting away stuff from my inventory here, and I noticed that we were almost full on all this different stuff, all these different blocks or whatever. So I ended up taking a lot of the ash block that we had here and just taking it over to our sifter that we set up, our 3x3, our 9 sieves over here, and just sifting all of that stuff. That did give us a decent amount of resource. So we now have a lot of the dust piles. I did take a bunch of the other things that we were collecting, like the pulverized charcoal. We were getting the tiny piles, converting them into the actual dusts. And then there was something else in here, not niter, not sulfur, the burnium. Yeah, we're taking the small piles of burnium and converting that into this. But yeah, that left us with a lot of these dust piles. So I was kind of looking through the quest book here, and it does look like we have a quest to get 64 dust. Okay, so I believe 4 of these stacks, let's do 8 of them. I believe this will turn into, yeah, dust. This is what we need to complete the quest. So let me just go ahead and make 2 stacks because we're probably going to want to sift more than just 1 stack. Quest updated, another one bites the dust. Okay, so it says I got some white dust from sieving the black ash. That is strange. I wonder if sieving it again gives me access to more useful resources. So this wants us to collect crushed quartz and then also Certus quartz dust. So I assume we're going to be getting into applied energistics at one point or another in this mod pack, which makes me happy. So anyway, let's take some dust here and let's see if we can fulfill the quest. Now, I was looking at this a little bit ago, and it did say it was pretty low chance, like a 1 in 10. So yeah, we did get both of those, which is great. And I do believe on a regular mesh that we're sifting this on right now, this is the only resources that we're going to end up getting. So I was looking ahead a little bit. The flint stiffened mesh looks like it'll give us access to prismarine. I guess before we continue sifting more of this stuff, we should probably take a look at the quest book and see if I need to do something else. So Caminite is the next thing that it wants us to do. Oh, good. We're going to be getting into embers, my favorite mod. Okay, so Caminite blend, Caminite brick, and then Caminite. So the blend, you smelt those into these bricks, and I think these bricks you turn into this. So we just have to make 1 recipe of the Caminite blend. Let's take a look at that. Caminite blend. Okay, so those are 2 dust piles, sulfur and a clay. Seems easy enough. Let's go do that real quick, see if we can knock out another quest. So sulfur, clay, which would be somewhere. We got 1 clay, perfect. And then what was it? 2 dust piles. Okay, so we should be able to do that. So dust, sulfur, clay, Caminite blend. All right, so that should update the quest. It's not. That's fine. I didn't want the quest updated anyway. We can take those out, this and that. Now, a thing I've noticed with the regular furnace, and I noticed this with the other furnace too, our basic one, It seems like one piece of coal is not quite melting 8 items. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but you can see that I had 27 of these things in here, right? Didn't I? I put in 3 charcoal and we only got 23. I've seen this a few times before. It's like there is some weirdness, like maybe they upped it from 8 to 7, or I honestly don't know. But anyway, we just need to get upped it from, or I guess downgraded it for 1 charcoal melting 8 to 7. I don't know. But anyway, that's my guess. So here's our Camonite brick. So that's the next portion of this. Then we need to turn it into the Camonite bricks, like so, and that should complete that quest. Very good. Okay, so that's done. That's going to give us an ancient codex. That is the book for embers, if I remember correctly. All right, and that seems to kind of get us to a good stopping point. Now, it does look like we're going to be getting into sky resources. This is going to require a bunch of iron, I can only imagine. And then getting into this other stuff, this is going to be a lot of good stuff as well. But again, we really need to collect resources. That's why I decided to set up more of our strainer nets over here to try and get more of our stuff coming in. We do have a decent amount of iron that I can melt down, but we don't have it melted down, and that takes a decent amount of time. So we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. Had a lot of fun going out and exploring, even though it took a lot of time. I enjoyed it. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.